Sports Network from Van Wagner. The Liberty Football Show is presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Start banking with Freedom First today. The Liberty Football Show is also brought to you by Carter Bank. Life lived full. Earthright Mid-Atlantic, your trusted solar and energy efficiency experts. By Foster Fuels, providing reliable service for 100 years. Freedom Heating and Air, serving those who serve us. Carl Miller Realty, caring, competent, trusted advisors. Lynchburg Nissan, nobody beats our prices. Nobody. Sentry Exteriors, experience and quality you can trust. Schedule a free estimate at sentryexteriors.com. And by Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow. Have a question or comment for one of our guests? Email lfsn@liberty.edu or post a message at LFSN Radio on X, formerly known as Twitter.
Snap to Salter, runs up the middle. He'll have the first down and more. 30, 25, 20, left, hash, in zone, light him up. Touchdown, Liberty. Hayden Salter, 3rd and 4, 42-yard run.
Now let's talk Liberty Flames football. Here's your host, the voice of the Flames, Alan York.
Yeah, welcome inside Mellow Mushroom tonight for Liberty football. My name is Alan York. We'll be talking Liberty football for the next hour here tonight. Do you recognize that highlight? Yeah, that was Hayden Salter from Middle Tennessee, the win on Saturday. We'll hear more of those calls coming up in a little bit. We try to shake up those billboards every once in a while. Radio imaging is what we call it. Gets stale really quick if you don't change things around. So we did that entering the show here tonight. Liberty football 6-2 overall, bowl eligible 6th straight season. They're going to go bowling. And more on the horizon for this football team. Still in line for a Conference USA championship berth. If they keep winning out, we'll talk more about that in a little bit. 4-2 in the league right now. Again, winning at Middle Tennessee 37-17. Coming up on Saturday, Liberty will be at UMass for a 12 noon kickoff with the Minutemen. They're independent. They're moving back into the MAC in July. So a couple of moving parts for the Minutemen, but they're 2-7. And they didn't play this past week. They have an open date. They played at Mississippi State 2 weeks ago and played the Bulldogs pretty tough, losing 45-20. It'll be the 7th meeting between Liberty and UMass. Liberty winning in Lynchburg last year, 49-25. A lot of ways to join the show here tonight. You can join us on our video stream, facebook.com/LFSN Radio. Emails are open, lfsn@liberty.edu. You can join us on X at LFSN Radio. If you have a question for Coach Chadwell, we have an open mic here at Mellow Mushroom. All that being said, coming up on the show, we'll talk to Coach Chadwell about the Middle Tennessee game, look ahead to UMass on Saturday. A little bit different show. Coach has to duck out a little bit quicker to get to a play for his daughters are in a play tonight, so we're going to get Coach out of here a little early, never fear. We've got the full deck show here till 7 o'clock. We'll hear from Bryce Dixon, Xavier Gray, their media availability Tuesday as they look ahead to UMass. Plus, we'll play some radio highlights from the win this past Saturday. All that said, let's welcome in the head coach of Liberty football, Jamey Chadwell. Coach, congratulations on the win at Middle Tennessee. I know you guys were really working hard to get bowl eligible. I think this team showed a lot and improved a lot in that game last weekend. How'd you get it done?
Yeah, it was great to be back in the winning side for sure. The last couple of locker rooms hadn't been great, so it was a good celebration there. I thought our defense played really well all game, and I thought they did a nice job. And I thought, obviously we had the 2 turnovers there offensively, but I thought we moved the ball well. We made plays on 3rd down when we needed to, and I thought from an overall standpoint, from first quarter to fourth quarter, we played with great effort, played hard, didn't do some things that were just foolish. I thought we played some, Liberty football, and it was good to go out there and execute and see the guys play with a lot of joy for each other and play together.
You opened up. I say open up. The playbook looked like it was just more expanded. You got Juju Gray back, obviously, before that, but having him back and getting back healthy, did that help the playbook offensively open up a little bit more?
Well, I think, obviously him per se, he's got, game-changing ability, right? And the first game back was Jack State, and it's his first game back, and he'd missed a lot, so he was on a rep count, so you couldn't put him in much. This game was the first time he really was a full go, so you're able to use him in some different ways, and because of some of the things that he can do, it opens up some other things, and so I thought the offensive coaches did a really good job of using him and using the other guys and putting ourselves in situations based off how Middle Tennessee was playing us to take advantage of what we were doing. So I thought it was a good plan, and we got a lot of people involved, and really could have had even a better day. We had a couple things that maybe a drop pass here, like some of those just foolish turnovers, and we really could have had a really nice day from just an overall standpoint. But I was pleased how we used the pieces that we had and put them in positions to be successful.
When you look at those two miscues, I don't want to harp on them too much. The first one, a lateral pass, kind of like a swing play to Juju Gray. Looking back at the tape, anything differently with the throw or the angle of the pass that might have been different?
Yeah, I mean, the pass was where it was supposed to be as far as to the player.
Yeah. We
got to catch the ball, but we did a bad job of coaching our swing back there, in his case Juju, of getting downhill in the right manner. You have to be downhill so that pass is going forward.
Okay.
We were behind the line of scrimmage, and that's something that we overlooked and didn't do a good job of putting them in the situation. He got to catch the ball. I mean, he knows that, but we also have to make sure we're coaching where he's going downhill. So if it is a bad pass, or if we do drop it, it's an incomplete pass.
And the second one was an option to the boundary side near Middle Tennessee. 9 out of 10 times, that defender's not tippy-toeing that one out of bounds, or Caden looked like he tried to actually tip it out of bounds. And even Juju said he tried to scoop it out of bounds. So that was just a rare occasion that it hopped in the guy's basket right at the right time.
It took a Middle Tennessee bounce for sure. But we should have never, we messed up the blocking a little bit. So a guy that was that ended up, he tried to pitch around or pitch over. We blocked him when we weren't supposed to, so he ended up going a little wider. And so there's a lot of just things that didn't happen. Quarterback right there, hey, it's not right. Get what you can and get down. Let's snap the ball again.
Yeah.
They're trying to make a play. And those situations is where you got to be smart. No, hey, let's live to play the next down.
Middle Tennessee scores first. You come right back and get the end around. Let's dissect that play to Juju Gray. I thought the ironic piece, Jamey, was Quentin Cooley, who's usually following a lead blocker, set him up there inside the 10-yard line. So Quentin was hustling down there to block for Juju on that touchdown.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I think it was right before halftime. So we're, if I'm not mistaken, at that point it was 14-7.
Yeah.
And we called the reverse, which was a great call. And Quentin's job is to check the defensive end, and then if the defensive end isn't there, just try to lead around. And the defensive end bit on it, and Quentin led around there, and he was hustling down there. You actually got an award for us, because we got awards if there's just an extra effort player, somebody that's really exemplifying what we want to be about. And Quentin did that, and he did. He allowed him to get the touchdown. You never know. You get stopped there at the 6 or 7. Maybe you don't get in. Maybe you have to settle for 3. I mean, that's a 4-point swing right there. And so that was in that case, a 3-point. We missed the extra point. That's another question. But I loved his effort, and that's the type of effort that you want to play with. First game of the year, Dexter Ricks chasing that guy down versus Campbell.
Yeah.
That's the type of effort that we should be playing with all the time, and so we rewarded that effort there. But I thought that was a key block, and seeing Juju take off. We've been talking a long time about he's got some speed, and then I think that's the first time you could really see, man, he really could go. Yeah. And it was good to get him loose and see that, and I think everybody was excited about that because they know what he's capable of, and he's been hurt. And for him to really come back in that game and make a big impact gave us a lot of energy.
Yeah, Juju, one of 2 touchdowns he had. That was the 3rd touchdown. That first one, Caden Salter, 41-yard run, helped you tie it at 7. Is it as easy as it might seem to the media or fans, just the read for the quarterback? On paper, it seems okay. You make the right read, you're going to get positive yardage. Is it that simplified in football, or does it go in deeper than that?
No, it's about that simple. That's why we can coach it, because we're not that smart. But what's not simple is the ability that the quarterback has to get up in there and take off, right? So you got a certain call, third down. All the previous 2 or 3 weeks we've shown that formation, and there's been a specific play out of it that we've shown. And so we thought, all right, we're going to show the exact same thing, but we're going, this is going to be our wrinkle. And we took the running back out of there, and they went with him. And, it opened up, and he had one guy to beat, and he beat him. And so the read is not hard, but executing the rest of the play is where the athleticism and the talent comes in. And he made one. There's one guy you have to make miss if you want a big play. And he made him miss, and he, 50, I think it's 55 yards or 50, whatever it was, for a touchdown, which was a great answer for us.
41-yard on that run. For Caden. He was 11 of 15 throwing, 154 yards, 2 touchdowns. One of the 2 touchdowns, Jacob Jenkins. Being a former tight end myself, I always like to see the tight ends involved in games. And take us through, the red zone, really inside the 10-yard line. And you faked it, and he just got behind the defense there. It was kind of wide open under the goalpost.
Yeah, so from the 11-yard line to about the 3, we call that the hot zone.
Okay.
And so we have specific plays there in the hot zone that we like or we hope to call. And as you're looking at studying film how they play certain formations, we had seen that, hey, we think they're susceptible to a play action pass down there. Obviously, anytime you put the ball in Cooley's hands, everybody's going to come up in there. And Jacob did a really nice job of selling a block and then slipping there, and it was wide open. Obviously, right before halftime. Yep. And off a big turnover that we got, and that was a big play, and it was good to see the tight ends get involved.
So you go into halftime up 27-7. Third quarter, you get the ball to come out. Third quarter, there was only
2 drives.
Yeah, I mean, and they had a 17-play drive. That's the one I want to talk about. They got down to the 5. They go for it 4th and 1. Your defense stiffened there, Jamey. That was a big play there in the third.
I thought that was huge. We come out and we do a bad job at halftime because that's 3 times in a row where we've won the toss or deferred and had an opportunity to take the lead or extend the lead coming out of halftime offensively, and we're not being able to do it. Defense comes out. They convert, I think, 3 third downs and 2 fourth downs on that drive, if I'm not mistaken, on the 17, 18, not whatever play drive it was.
Right.
But that was a big play. They score there. It's 27-14. Our defense was out there for, I think that drive was like 9 minutes, 8 minutes. It was a long drive.
8.5.
And so that was a big stop. And then the key to that is they brought in a big 290-pound fullback.
Yeah,
and our corner took him on. Now he got blew up, but he took him on, and it allowed other guys to get to the ball carrier before he could get the first down, and that's a big deal. That guy, if you watch the video, you think, oh, he got killed, but he did his job to allow us to get. And I thought that was a huge play, and then we were able to go score off that next drive, and I think to me that changed whatever momentum they were gaining. It took away from them, and it allowed us to extend the lead. So you're basically by the time they got the ball back, the third quarter was almost over, and we had been able to extend the lead to feel where you felt like, you're up 20-something points. So I thought that was a key. We bent, but we never broke, and that was a big deal.
They ended up measuring after. It just took them a while to
yeah, I don't know why they didn't measure first.
Okay, here's my thing.
It's like they're afraid to measure anything.
Is it me? The last couple of years, you just don't see as many measurements with the chains. Is that just to speed the game up?
I'm assuming it is. I ask for a measurement all the time.
Okay.
They won't give it to me. And so I'm assuming we know where the tick mark is, where you have to get to, and you're not close.
Yeah.
And so I don't know why they waited to measure. My assumption is they waited to measure if they were going to move the ball based off the replay.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it was short.
I am too. Recapping Liberty's win at Middle Tennessee this past Saturday, 37-17. We'll take a timeout. A couple more questions about that game we'll get with Coach Chadwell about, and we'll take a look at his Players of the Week and Flames of the Week as well. We're talking Liberty football tonight at Mellow Mushroom in Lynchburg, and our show is presented by Freedom First Credit Union. We will return to Mellow Mushroom after this timeout from Van Wagner.
What's important isn't that Freedom First has been in business since 1956. What's important is how we've been doing business since 1956. Since day one, we have been accountable to our members, not stockholders. We make loans that cost less, offer savings plans that pay more, and give back to our community, and that hasn't changed. What has changed is our ability to serve you with more locations and more technology to simplify your financial life. Freedom First. It's a place where anyone in our region can bank for good.
Black Friday savings have started early at Lynchburg Nissan. Enjoy up to $8,300 off MSRP on select 2024 models, or get 0% financing on 5 of our most popular models. These savings won't last long, and with inventory moving fast, now's the time to take advantage. Plus, trade in your car and receive up to 130% of fair KBB value. That's right, huge savings, 0% financing, and large trade-in values. Black Friday starts now. Head to Lynchburg Nissan today.
You're listening to the Liberty Flames Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Turn up the heat. Foster Fuels is a proud partner of Liberty Athletics. Fostering warm moments for 100 years, Foster has been providing exceptional propane and gas services throughout Central Virginia and surrounding areas. From propane to fireplaces and tank installs to tankless water heaters, Foster does it all. Visit fosterfuels.com or download the app to order fuel, pay your bill, and more. Get the customer service you deserve and turn up the heat with Foster Fuels and the Liberty Flames.
Earthlight Mid-Atlantic, your trusted solar and energy efficiency experts. With a focus on honesty, education, and excellence, they light the way to savings, home comfort, and a greener future. Educating homeowners about the power of solar and energy efficiency is their winning game plan. Give Earthlight Mid-Atlantic a call today at 434-200-9716 or visit erepower.com.
Welcome back to the Liberty Flames Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Have a question or comment for one of our guests? Email lfsn@liberty.edu or post a message at LFSN Radio on X, formerly known as Twitter. Now, once again, here's the voice of the Flames, Alan York.
Liberty football 6-2 on the year, 4-2 in Conference USA play. They'll take on UMass on Saturday, 12 noon kickoff at McGurk Alumni Stadium. 7th meeting between the Minutemen and Liberty. Flames have won 5 in a row, including 49-25 last year in Lynchburg. All right, joined by the head coach of the Flames, Jamey Chadwell. A couple things I want to touch on, Coach, as we kind of put to bed the Middle Tennessee game. There was a 4th and 1. You have the ball. You drew a couple of penalties on Middle Tennessee, and I thought it was very ironic that you were in that same situation against Jacksonville State a week and a half ago. It didn't go your way, and Xavier Gray was asked about it Tuesday in the media session, and he said, look, we learned from the Jack State game, and we studied it, and we made sure we didn't screw it up again. So it was kind of cool to see them work back from Jacksonville State in the same situation, and it worked out for them.
Yeah, it was, and that was a unique situation. We punted, but they lined up over the punter, over the long snapper, which is a penalty.
Yeah. And
then we decided, all right, it's 4th and 1, we're going to go for it. And then they jumped off sides, and we actually had a play call, but they were coming, and so. But it was good to see you execute, make a 4th and 1. We'd missed the last 2 or 3, I think, 4th downs, and so that was good. We wanted to show confidence in our guys, but it was good to get it too.
Liberty now bowl eligible, 6th straight season. We'll await to see, obviously, coming up in December where that will be, and hopefully Liberty's going to be playing in the Conference USA Championship game. But first things first, UMass coming up on Saturday. All right, let's go over your players of the week, Coach. For those that watch the game, listen to it, these are great picks. We'll start with Juju Gray. We talked about Juju. Transfer from NC State, had a couple of touchdowns, and just good to see number 1 out there healthy again.
Yeah, it was, and again, we think he can, he gives us another dimension to the offense that we probably haven't had, and it was good to get him on the perimeter, get him some confidence, and make some plays in the run game and in the pass game. And now his challenge is he's got to continue to learn. We've sort of got him in that hybrid position that Aaron Bedgood made so popular last year, was so good at. And he's got to continue to learn how to be that complete guy back there so we can use him in multiple ways and we can really help our offense grow.
Ethan Crisp, linebacker, was all over the field on Saturday from the start all the way through the end. We had him on the post-game radio show as well. Just looked like he was so excited to be out there and close to his hometown.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And he played, like, you could tell he was excited about playing, and that's what you want, especially defensively. You want guys that love running around hitting people, and he was doing that. Obviously made a headsy play there. He picked up that ball when it could have maybe been incomplete. Everybody could have just stood around. He picked it up and ran. And I thought he's gotten better each week. He's gotten more plays each week. He's a freshman, redshirt freshman. And so he's somebody that's got a really bright future, and we're really glad the way that he's playing. And he does really well on special teams as well. He's on a lot of our special teams and never complains, loves to play.
And your third player of the week, Quentin Reese, number 16.
Yeah, I think what Quentin brings to us, obviously he's playing a lot of defense, but he was on every special team. And when you get later in the season and you got to put guys in there that you trust, you're banged up, Q's just somebody that always shows up, does his job, does it well, doesn't complain, loves his team. Obviously he's a captain. Yeah. And has done a really nice job of that, and he earned that by just the way he played consistently in all phases. All
right, Coach, we'll let you break out here, get a couple bite to eat, and then we'll bring you up here in about 15 minutes or so, and then we'll get you out of here.
Sounds good.
All right, head coach of Liberty football, Jamey Chadwell. Liberty winning over Middle Tennessee, 37-17 on Saturday. Flames at UMass coming up this weekend. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll take a listen back to some of the radio calls of the win over the Blue Raiders and hear from Bryce Dixon and Xavier Gray after this timeout from Van Wagner.
At Carter Bank, we believe life is best lived full of opportunities and dreams, of goals achieved and promises kept. We've been creating opportunities for more people and businesses to prosper since 1974. That means great local lending, convenient access to your money, accounts and guidance that make it easier to get more done. We are Carter Bank, the preferred community bank of Liberty Flames Athletics. Visit carterbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Curious about the Central Virginia housing market? Carl Miller Realty are your caring, competent, trusted advisors for real estate sales in Central Virginia. With over 100 years of combined experience, they are committed to helping clients make informed housing decisions. For a winning game plan and to discover the value of your home, visit carlmillerrealty.com to make your next move a slam dunk.
You're listening to the Liberty Flames Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Thompson Brooks Insurance has been serving Virginia for over 40 years, helping individuals and businesses with their insurance and investment needs. The team at Thompson Brooks is experienced in understanding life and health insurance, Medicare, and retirement planning. Thompson Brooks Insurance can be reached at 434-385-8500 or online at thompsonbrooksinsurance.com. Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow.
Century Exteriors offers exterior home renovations, including but not limited to gutters, roofing, siding, home additions, and much more. Century Exteriors makes the process seamless. Call 434-239-6722 for a free on-site estimate or visit centuryexteriors.com and Century Exteriors on Facebook and Instagram. Century Exteriors is a proud supporter of Liberty Flames Athletics.
Welcome back to the Liberty Flames Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Have a question or comment for one of our guests? Email lfsn@liberty.edu or post a message at LFSN Radio on X, formerly known as Twitter. Now, once again, here's the voice of the Flames, Alan York.
Moving right along on this Thursday night in Lynchburg. A little rainy outside here today, but it is very comfortable inside the Mellow Mushroom tonight. Good crowd on hand as we talk Liberty Flames football. Going to try the new cheese steak pizza coming up here in just a little bit. Cody, our engineer, Agrees. Yep, good choice. Good choice. Liberty football 6-2 on the year, 4-2 in Conference USA after a 37-17 road win at Middle Tennessee. That got the Flames Bowl eligible for the 6th straight season. Coming up here in a couple of seconds, we'll be hearing some of the radio calls of that game last week and hear the weekly media session with defensive lineman Bryce Dixon and offensive lineman Xavier Gray as they prep for UMass. The Minutemen 2-7 on the year. It'll be Military Appreciation Day. It'll be the second straight Military Appreciation Day Liberty has played in. And Middle Tennessee had theirs last week, and Liberty will have theirs next week with the home finale against Western Kentucky. 1 o'clock kickoff next Saturday. Tickets available, lufootball.com. All right, let's listen back to some of the radio calls of the win over Middle Tennessee. Then we'll hear from Bryce Dixon and Xavier Gray on the Liberty Football Show with head coach Jamey Chadwell.
This will be the first third down try for Liberty. Snap to Salter, runs up the middle. He'll have the first down and more. 30, 25, 20, left, hash, in, zone, light him up. Touchdown, Liberty. Great. Hayden Salter, 3rd and 4, 42-yard run. And Liberty's a PAT away from the tie.
The theme of that drive was the reads by Case.
Ball's between the hash marks to the north end zone to our left. 2nd down and 2. Snap to Salter. Hands off to Cooley. Up the middle. He'll hurdle a defender into the end zone. Light him up. Touchdown, Liberty. Quentin Cooley with his 8th touchdown of the year, 28th of his career. And for the first time, Liberty has the lead today, 13-7.
Great read by Cooley off that left edge right there and made a nice little juke move.
And Juju Gray, snap to Salter, little reverse action to Gray near side, 40 to the 30 to the 20 to the 10. He's into the pylon in the end zone. Light him up. Touchdown, Liberty. Hanshaw now goes to the right. On 2nd down and goal to 3. Snap to Salter. Throws over the middle of the play action. Touchdown, Jacob Jenkins. And light him up. Touchdown, Liberty. The fake handoff to Quentin Cooley. And Jenkins kind of delayed there. It's 4th and a foot. I backfield. Cradle dots the I. Vadiato under center. Snap is to him, turns right, Cradle the call, he's hit at the line. Where's the stop going to be made and the spot? Where's the spot? The Flames collided with him around the right side, and it's going to be a turnover on downs.
First down, Liberty.
Liberty at the 35 of the Blue Raiders. Snap to Salter, right hash. Throws it right side, wide open. Juju Gray makes the catch at the 10. Breaks the tackle at the 5. He's into the end zone. Light him up. Touchdown, Liberty. Juju Gray with his 2nd touchdown of the day as he weaved his way by Xavier. For the 6th straight season, bowl eligible once again. Final for Murfreesboro, Middle Tennessee. Liberty 37 and the Blue Raiders 17. Liberty with the win, now 6-2, bowl eligible. 4-2 in Conference USA, vying for that trip to another Conference USA championship. Doing their part here today. They still have to be friends, at least fans, for the meantime, of Jacksonville State. Middle Tennessee falling to 3-7, 2-4 in Conference USA.
Bryce, start with you. Just defense comes away with 5 sacks, season high the other day. What led to that? Was that more effort? Was that just winning matchups, or just take me back through that?
It kind of just started off at practice, just doing what we do, chasing our standard, and just trying to get better each and every day. Because that's just our goal each and every week. We don't really try to put goals on how much sacks we gonna get, how many tackles we gonna get. Just try to do our best and do our technique and do our job.
Next, for you guys to have 300 yards rushing in a game like that, I mean, just how much fun is it when you're able to go out there and just dominate a line of scrimmage like that?
Oh, it's so much fun. It's so much fun. Just being able to physically dominate another person against their will. It's probably one of the best feelings you'll ever experience. But yeah, I think we're playing as an O-line really well. We're running the ball really well. We got to continue to do that over the next couple weeks. Just continue to find our confidence. So, yeah.
Coach Chadwell talked after the game about, the team kind of getting back to its identity on offense and running the ball. You feel like you guys are playing with, maybe that level of confidence that maybe you had some last year or even early in the season this year?
Yeah, I think what it is now, we had our hiccups along the road, but right now, we got to bow our necks and our backs against the wall. If we want a shot at the championship, we got to win out. We know it, and across the board, the team knows what it is, and we got to get after it every day. Practice, meetings, games, everything we do, it has to be at a championship level right now.
Go ahead. X, was that the most complete performance this offense has had, even though there's room for improvement with the turnovers?
Yeah, I'd say so. The turnovers and the penalties still need cleaned up. But overall, yeah, I think that was the best offensive game we've had this season.
Talk about the hiccups. It's been kind of an up and down year for the O-line. What do you feel like you guys learned through that early portion of the year where it was a struggle at times?
Yeah, I think we got battle tested early, really, and I think we're stronger now because of that. So, we went through some hard times earlier in the season, and I feel like we're playing our best football right now as an O-line. So as we continue to go forward, I think it's only going to get better.
Yeah, for both of you guys, I think after the Kennesaw game, it was maybe Joseph Carter said we got to figure out what we're chasing. What is this team chasing now, knowing that the undefeated season's gone, the CFP, all that. What are you guys after at this point?
Like I said, we just continue trying to chase our standard because we set the standard high last year. Last year's last year, but right now we just got to work with what we got now and just continue to chase the standard, try to win the day.
Yeah, I agree with that. Ultimately, we're just trying to chase our best game, and we still haven't been able to, fully put it out. But it's coming. It's coming for sure. We're on the right track. So.
Does that help, take it from a week-to-week mentality so that you're not getting too caught up in a big-picture situation?
Yeah, pretty much just being where our feet at, just standing where our 2 feet at and controlling what we can control.
Early kicks have been not anything you dealt with early in the year. I had one last week, had one this week. I think there's another one coming later in the season. Do you guys like that? As Chadwell was mentioning, something that is more natural to your practice schedule with C-Smile. So talk to me about that.
Yeah, personally, I'm a huge fan of the earlier kickoffs. For me, on game day, the anticipation, waiting around all day is what really gets me. So whenever we can just wake up and just get to it, I think that's the best for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry, go ahead, Bryce.
No, I agree. I agree with that.
Sorry.
Good.
Play the Jack State game, 4th and 1, didn't go your way late in the game. Ironically, you had a very similar situation second half at Middle Tennessee where you need communication. Take us through the steps of learning from that Jack State example and how you guys were able to execute a similar type situation at Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, so that situation was something we talked about a lot throughout the week, and it wasn't on any one person, the coaches, the calls, and the players. It all just kind of got intertwined. There was a lot going on at one time, but we just talked throughout that and figured out how to communicate that play properly and make sure everybody gets the right play, everybody's on the same page. And we worked it this week or last week during practice, and then when that situation did come up during the game, we were ready for it that time.
Bryce, for you, a couple of quarterbacks you might see Saturday. Coach just mentioned about the focus this defense needs to lock in this week. How have y'all started doing that to prepare for UMass?
Just been watching film on the different QBs that's been in. Like they said, number 3 is going to be out for the rest of the season. So we have to get ready for the other QBs that's going to be playing. They're a little bit more mobile, different type play styles and stuff. So we going to be able to adjust. Just continue to watch film and practice.
And for both of you guys, I think after the 2 losses, a lot of questions were from fans, media, whoever. Who are the leaders? Who's going to step up? Who's going to take control of this? It can't be coaches. It's got to be player-led, right? Who have been the guys over the last couple of weeks? 2 or 3 of them, maybe each side of the ball, that have been those voices.
Truthfully, I don't think I can name just a couple people because I feel like we're really collectively coming together as a team. Yeah. And when we took those L's, that was felt. You know what I mean? The team felt that because it's just not the standard. And because of that, I feel like we've come a lot closer. And like I said, now, we've lost 2 games. We know what's on the line. So, we know if we lose from here, there is no championship. So that's all we're thinking about is just game by game, day by day. How can we improve today, get better than yesterday? And do our best come game day.
And that is media availability this week from Bryce Dixon and Xavier Gray. Liberty 6-2 on the year, 4-2 in Conference USA. They'll play at UMass on Saturday. And one more quick segment with the head coach, Jamey Chadwell. All right, the Minutemen 2-7. Watched a little bit of the Mississippi State game. Jamey was impressed with their offensive line. I talked to Newland Isaac, one of your offensive coordinators, today, and all he said was, I'll be glad when this series is over, because defensively, their head coach, Don Brown, that's kind of what he hangs his hat on. Interesting matchup on Saturday. They're going to be hungry at home, and you guys are still fighting there to go to 7-2.
Yeah. One, I think they're much improved, and one from last year, and from the majority of times that we played them in other times, I think they're much improved. Their record does not show that. They've obviously played some really good teams. They played a lot of teams from the MAC. Northern Illinois, who beat Notre Dame, that comes down to the last drive. So they've got their talents improved. They play hard, and so if we show up with the same mindset that we did at Kennesaw, then we'll end up with a loss. That's just the truth. And so we have to continue to build, and no matter who we're playing, no matter what the record, we got to play the way we're capable of. If we'll do that, hey, I love our chances. But if we want to just show up and think, okay, we've arrived, or we're back, or one of those things, then it's going to be a long day for us. So our guys have to do a really good job being locked in and executing, because it's not an easy place to play by any means. But if we'll do those things we're capable of, and I think we've got a good plan. I think we put a good plan together to go execute. Now our guys have to go do that, and they've got to play well together and stay hungry and stay connected. That's, to me, is going to be the key, and we need to get off to a fast start.
Quick take on their quarterback situation. Tyson Pumachan, their starter, is done for the year, and they've got a couple of younger guys they rotate. Give us an idea what they look like on tape, and then we'll get you out.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the other quarterback was a great player. Really talented. Went to Clemson. He's got some talent. So the two guys they have, they're polar opposites. One's a big old guy that can, big arm, doesn't run really well, but he's got a big arm, can really push the ball down the field. And then the other one, not much of a true thrower, but if he gets out of the pocket, they're going to do a lot of quarterback runs. So our defense almost has like two plans, and so knowing who's in there. So. We're anticipating that both will play, and how they're going to do that. Are they going to rotate series, or are they going to bring one of them in for special plays? I don't know. So our defense has had to make sure they're ready for that, and so it does present a challenge. Obviously, the other guy was really good, and so anytime you lose your starter, you assume there's a drop off, right? Or those guys would be the starter. But they also might complete. They've had 2 weeks, so they've known for 2 weeks. So they've had practice for 2 weeks against our offense, against what they think our defense is going to do. So they're going to have a good plan, and so it's about us going up there and executing it.
And another early kick. We like those. Get in, get win, and get out.
We love those. Hopefully we get those home games that way soon.
There you go. All right, Coach. Appreciate the time here tonight. Enjoy the play tonight, and we'll see you Saturday.
Sounds good. Flames.
Flames. That's head coach Jamey Chadwell, Liberty football. On the year, 6-2, 4-2 in Conference USA at UMass on Saturday. Show's not done, folks, so stay put, stay tuned. When we come back, we'll talk a little Liberty basketball when we come back. This is the Liberty Football Show with head coach Jamey Chadwell on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
What's important isn't that Freedom First has been in business since 1956. What's important is how we've been doing business since 1956. Since day one, we have been accountable to our members, not stockholders. We make loans that cost less, offer savings plans that pay more, and give back to our community, and that hasn't changed. What has changed is our ability to serve you with more locations and more technology to simplify your financial life. Freedom First. It's a place where anyone in our region can bank for good.
Black Friday savings have started early at Lynchburg Nissan. Enjoy up to $8,300 off MSRP on select 2024 models, or get 0% financing on 5 of our most popular models. These savings won't last long, and with inventory moving fast, now's the time to take advantage. Plus, trade in your car and receive up to 130% of fair KBB value. That's right, huge savings, 0% financing, and large trade-in values. Black Friday starts now. Head to Lynchburg Nissan today.
You're listening to the Liberty Flames Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Turn up the heat. Foster Fuels is a proud partner of Liberty Athletics. Fostering warm moments for 100 years, Foster has been providing exceptional propane and gas services throughout Central Virginia and surrounding areas. From propane to fireplaces and tank installs to tankless water heaters, Foster does it all. Visit fosterfuels.com or download the app to order fuel, pay your bill, and more. Get the customer service you deserve and turn up the heat with Foster Fuels and the Liberty Flames.
Earthlight Mid-Atlantic, your trusted solar and energy efficiency experts. With a focus on honesty, education, and excellence, they light the way to savings, home comfort, and a greener future. Educating homeowners about the power of solar and energy efficiency is their winning game plan. Give Earthlight Mid-Atlantic a call today at 434-200-9716 or visit erepower.com.
Welcome back to the Liberty Flames Football Show presented by Freedom First Credit Union on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Have a question or comment for one of our guests? Email lfsn@liberty.edu or post a message at LFSN Radio on X, formerly known as Twitter. Now, once again, here's the voice of the Flames, Alan York.
Hit the three-quarter turn here as we reference NASCAR with our radio show. 15 minutes left here from Mellow Mushroom in Lynchburg. Great crowd on hand for our football show as Jamey Chadwell has his Flames 6-2, bowl eligible for the sixth straight season. Next up, Liberty at UMass. 12 noon kickoff on Saturday. That'll be on the CBS. No, it's not. It'll be ESPN Plus. Got a number of television partners, but ESPN Plus on Saturday, and we'll have the worldwide radio coverage. A lot of ways to join us in 2024. The Liberty mobile app's probably your best friend when it comes to Liberty Athletics season. We've got all the broadcast on there, news and notes from all the teams across the mountain, and so we encourage all those fans out there to download the Liberty Flames mobile app. Liberty basketball is in full swing. The men's team 3-0 on the year, coming off an 81-45 win over Carolina on Tuesday. Great crowd on hand at the Liberty Arena. Flames played everybody available. Two in double figures, led by Brett Decker Jr.'s 18 points, 12 by Talon Peter, and a really good opportunity for head coach Richie McKay to get a lot of playing time against Carolina as they prepare for what's coming up. Going to be a couple of great games this weekend. The Field of 68 down in Charleston, South Carolina. Liberty will take on FAU Saturday night at 6, and Charleston 4 o'clock on Sunday. Round robin between those three mid-majors. FAU hosted this event last year. Liberty will host it next year, and look forward to that. Nick Pierce will have the radio call of that game. We'll be, of course, up at UMass for football. Jamie Hall, who we'll hear from in a minute, handles our women's basketball program radio play-by-play. And they're off to a good start as well, beating, Cal Baptist in their last ball game out on Saturday. They'll be on Rocky Top coming up this weekend at Tennessee. So we'll get his take on the team coming up here in just a little bit. We mentioned the Liberty men's team in their win over Carolina on Tuesday. We've got some post-game audio from head coach Richie McKay as he's got his Flames 3-0.
Yeah, it's great to be at home, although I think we got to practice a little bit more on those rims because we didn't shoot it like we're used to seeing it in practice. But hard to get a rhythm in a game like that simply because of my substitution pattern. Really am concerned that we had some long minutes coming up and I wanted to keep injury free. So I thought overall our guys did a really good job of trying to play the right way and make sure we use these minutes to deposit into our future.
Coach, Kai played well tonight. He understands that when people are saying you, they're not booing him?
Haven't asked him, but judging from his smile, I think he thinks that they were cheering him and not booing him.
Do you want to see him get to the stripe as often as he does?
Sure, yeah. And like free throw is the best shot in the game. So anytime we can get to the line, that's valuable for us.
Coach Zach was able to get a lot of guys open looks off the dribble tonight. Talk about the impact of this offense.
Yeah, Zach makes the game easier for everyone. He really does. And the great thing about him is he can really score, but he's got a very unselfish disposition and approach to it. So I think he was just trying to be real intentional about, especially some of the young guys that don't play as much, seeing if we can get them ready for what'll be a really hard stretch upcoming. And he's a magnificent player. There's a reason why he's preseason all conference. He's special.
Last season, Zach shot under 55, I think, from the free throw line. It looks like he came with a new free throw shooting form tonight. Is that something he changed over the summer?
He's been working on it. I think he was in his head a little bit last year, and I'm confident when he goes to the line. I think he's confident. It's all part of the game and the process. And once you see a few go in, I think you obviously want to get there more.
Took 45 threes tonight. I know you talked about it's not always if the shot goes in, it's the quality of the shot. Just impression of how the offense ran tonight and given, like you said, some of the substitutions and things like that.
Yeah, I never look at it. I never look at our threes to twos distribution. I got to trust our guys to take what the defense gives us, and I want to empower them to shoot an open shot. So I do know we shot 27% from three, which, is that right? 9% from three, which is, that's not common for us. So hopefully we'll do a little bit better next time out. Yeah, I think it's one of the reasons why you schedule games like this. There's a budget component to it that we have to be responsible, but I also think the guys that practice and don't get the same opportunities that the top 7, 8, 9 get, like they deserve some opportunities. And I wanted to make sure everyone got a chance to touch the floor, especially when you're at home, and we always love playing in front of our fans. So I think it was important. I think guys got a little bit better tonight.
Brett played well as the lead guard with Colin Cage resting. Is that something you're going to see this weekend, especially against teams like FAU, or is that more of a one-night thing?
Brett's not your normal freshman. He's really good, and so I can't tell you. I can't predict what the game will be like in Charleston, the games. But I can tell you, I have confidence in Brett Decker. Which guy? Oh yeah, Isaiah's a tremendous athlete and a really good player, but he's even a better person. I think he'll be frustrated that he didn't make more threes, but he's great around the rim, and we need him to continue to be confident, because he really helps us out there.
Those threes, that's part of this game too, right?
No doubt. Yeah, he can really shoot it. His stats won't. Sometimes you're a better shooter than your stats, and the sample size is really small and just 3 games in. But I'm confident in him too.
And that's head Liberty basketball coach Richie McKay has got his Flames 3-0 after their win on Tuesday over Carolina. When we come back, we'll wrap up our weekly show here at Mellow Mushroom. We'll catch up with Jamey Hall. He's on the video stream here today, but he also handles the play-by-play for the women's basketball team. We'll get a couple thoughts from Jamey and say goodnight from Mellow Mushroom. Our show brought to you by our good friends at Freedom First Credit Union. And we will return to Mellow Mushroom in 2 minutes on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
At Carter Bank, we believe life is best lived full of opportunities and dreams, of goals achieved and promises kept. We've been creating opportunities for more people and businesses to prosper since 1974. That means great local lending, convenient access to your money, accounts and guidance that make it easier to get more done. We are Carter Bank, the preferred community bank of Liberty Flames Athletics. Visit carterbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Curious about the Central Virginia housing market? Carl Miller Realty are your caring, competent, trusted advisors for real estate sales in Central Virginia. With over 100 years of combined experience, they are committed to helping clients make informed housing decisions. For a winning game plan and to discover the value of your home, visit carlmillerrealty.com to make your next move a slam dunk.
You're listening to the Liberty Flames Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Thompson Brooks Insurance has been serving Virginia for over 40 years, helping individuals and businesses with their insurance and investment needs. The team at Thompson Brooks is experienced in understanding life and health insurance, Medicare, and retirement planning. Thompson Brooks Insurance can be reached at 434-385-8500 or online at thompsonbrooksinsurance.com. Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow.
Century Exteriors offers exterior home renovations, including but not limited to gutters, roofing, siding, home additions, and much more. Century Exteriors makes the process seamless. Call 434-239-6722 for a free on-site estimate or visit centuryexteriors.com and Century Exteriors on Facebook and Instagram. Century Exteriors is a proud supporter of Liberty Flames Athletics.
Welcome back to the Liberty Flames Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Have a question or comment for one of our guests? Email lfsn@liberty.edu or post a message at LFSN Radio on X, formerly known as Twitter. Now, once again, here's the voice of the Flames, Alan York.
All right, we've hit the 18th tee box. This will be the first third down try. Let me redo that again. Got any golf fans in here? A few golf fans? Yeah, we've hit the 18th tee box. Or football reference. We're in the red zone. Jamey Hall joins us now as we get ready for Liberty football at UMass on Saturday. Jamey, you do the women's basketball play-by-play. You travel with us typically during football season early on until the overlap season, then you commit to your basketball duties. Impressions of football so far? Bowl eligible,
yeah,
and still vying for a conference championship.
Well, I got to say this first. If we're on the 18th tee box, I've gone through my fourth sleeve of golf balls, so that's my game. But
you're better than me.
No, you know what? I think sometimes we lose sight of just how cool it is to go to a bowl game, and there's a lot of teams in the country.
Yeah.
Just look around the region. Virginia Tech, they're not guaranteed of a bowl game. They're going to have to win one of their final two. Yep. UVA is going to have to win one of their final two to get into a bowl game, and how important it is to those teams just to get into a bowl game. And the Flames, bowl game has just become kind of, we do that every year. And so I think if you would have told 25-year-old me that the Flames would be in FBS and at this point to where a bowl game is expected,
you take it.
Oh my gosh, I would say what dreamland are you in? It's pretty cool to be a part of it all.
Yeah, and you've seen it well before I got here in 2010. I mean, you went to school here. I mean, technically I did too with my master's degree, but you've seen it from the infant stages all the way to now, and to see where Jamey Chadwell has taken this program, it's really incredible. And something about bowl week, regardless of how the regular season goes, once you get to bowl week, you kind of just feel good about, hey, I'm going to watch my team in a bowl. And it's usually, for Liberty's sake, it's been in Orlando it's been south. And going to Phoenix for the Fiesta Bowl last year was really, really remarkable. All right, while we got you here for a couple of minutes, women's basketball off to 2-1 start.
Yeah.
The one setback, I think everybody that watched the game against Duke last week left. I know Ian McCaw did. He mentioned it in one of our meetings this week, Liberty Athletics Director, of just how great the crowd was and the effort that the Lady Flames showed despite the setback. I know Coach will, he wants to beat Duke, but I think they were felt pretty good leaving that game. And, you don't let it beat you twice. You beat Cal Baptist in that WAC Conference USA situation. So so far so good.
Basically, the second quarter of Duke was the way the first half of the Cal Baptist game went. And if you probably don't even have to put 4 quarters together. If you put 3 quarters together against Duke, that's a ball game right at the end. You just have to play well for 3 quarters. They play well for probably 2 quarters.
Yeah.
And so it didn't go their way. Cal Baptist, it was as close to a complete game as you can have 3 games into the season. You just don't see that. The second half, a lot of the second and third string were in there, and they're still kind of, some of those girls, it's their first week of college basketball, so they're still kind of getting their feet wet. But that was a good Cal Baptist team. That's a team that went to the NCAA tournament last year, picked second in their league. There's no slouches, and to play as well as they did against them was impressive.
I know what we would say going through Conference USA in men's basketball the first year. It's athletic. Size was probably the biggest eye-opening. The athletes were bigger than the ASUN athletes, not to cast aspersions on any other conference. What about the women's side of things, Conference USA? You obviously made it to the conference championship. That being said, what were some eye-opening things about competing in Conference USA for you?
It's similar. It's a little more of what we think is traditional, where you've got a true 5. You saw in the ASUN that there were teams, and some obviously had a lot of success. Florida Gulf Coast coming to the top to my mind of really not having a true post player, having 5 players that could shoot the 3. Now, are there teams in Conference USA that shoot a lot of threes? Yeah, but it seems like it's a little bit more traditional. You had some 5s that were legit 5s. Middle Tennessee, who won the tournament last year, has been a powerhouse for years in Conference USA. They have that more traditional kind of 4-out, 1-in. And for the Lady Flames, that's what they've done over the years. They've had the Bella Smudas and the Maya Berkmans, and if you go back far enough, the Katie Feenstres of the world. They've had a true dominant center, and it kind of fits a lot better for Coach Green's style than the ASUN did, and we saw them just come out of the gates with a young team against a very tough schedule a year ago, non-conference, and really finished the season strong, and then they've kind of just gone straight from there at the beginning of this year.
Joined by Jamey Hall, radio voice of Liberty women's basketball. The 2-1 Flames will take on Tennessee Saturday at noon on Rocky Top. All right, got the box score, or the season box score built up here, Jamey. Team wasn't completely healthy a year ago. This team, at least right now, is.
Yeah.
Look up and down the roster. Well, what type of team is being built here through the first 3 games, you think?
Well, I think the thing that stands out is you look at that, and Bella Smuda, she's averaging 9 points a game. When the season's over, she's going to be averaging a lot more than 9 points a game.
Okay.
Bella has, by her standards, has had a little bit of a slow start to the year, and she's just too veteran, she's too experienced. She's going to be in double-double range again by the time the season's over. So you look above her, and Asia Boone, you kind of expect her to be near the top. She's a scorer. She's got that scorer's mentality, and Emma Hess is a shooter. She's she's going to knock down 3, 4, 5 3-pointers a game. But Jordan Hodges, that's the player that stands out to me.
Okay.
From the point when Jordan got on campus, and she had some pretty good point guards in front of her when she got here, Kennedy Williams, Alyssa Iverson, and you kind of wondered, I wonder how she's going to fit in. Is she going to get playing time? Is she going to be here in 4 years? Sometimes you get discouraged if you don't get any playing time as a freshman, and in this day and age of the transfer portal, you don't stay around very long if that happens. And she has developed into exactly what you want as a point guard in Kerry Green's system. She doesn't turn the ball over very much. She can score if you need her to, and she's going to distribute and make the right decision 9 times out of 10. And I'd say if you had to have a player of the year 3 games in, which is ridiculous, I would say right now it's Jordan Hodges.
This team is out-rebounding opponents on average of 9-10 a game. Okay, that's customary for a Kerry Green coach team. 3-point shooting, 42% so far through the first 3 games.
Yeah.
Is that surprising in some ways?
Not the percentage
Okay.
as much as maybe at times the volume. The fact that they've hit 17 more shots than their opponents. They've taken 12 more than their opponents. You don't see that as much, but they've just got so many good shooters that the green light's there. Wow. And I think if that continues, now shooting 42% of it as a team is a tough number to keep up with. You just want to hit 1 out of 3. If you hit 1 out of 3, you're doing pretty good. If you can shoot 35, 36, 37%, that's outstanding as a team is concerned. So if they can stay in that range, upper 30s, let's say, how much is that going to open things up for the Bella Smudas of the world?
Yep.
Because you're going to have to honor the arc, and now all of a sudden you've got some one-on-one matchups with Bella. I'll take that. Every day of the week and twice on Sunday. I mean, she's going to – there's not very many players that can beat her one-on-one.
Yep. Wrapping things up with Jamey Hall, radio voice of Liberty Women's Basketball. Okay, Saturday, Rocky Top. Balls have a new coaching staff, but you still go into – is it still Thompson Bowling Arena? Or
I think so.
No, or is it a grocery store chain maybe? Did they change it?
I think the floor is maybe – Food City floor at Thompson Bowling Arena or something like that. And
I'm thinking of Pilot is the truck stop is the new sponsor in Neyland Stadium. So they've got the Pilot logo on the football field. That being said, you go into Thompson Bowling Arena, Pat Summit. You feel the tradition as soon as you walk in there. What's your take as you've started looking at this game on Saturday?
They got a lot of talent. They've got some new faces and, like you said, a new coaching staff. The cool thing was on Tuesday night, Tennessee played Middle Tennessee. So Coach Green had a watch party over at his house. Now you can scout your next opponent, and you can scout the best team in your conference that you're going to play at the 1st of January.
How cool is that?
And I think it was about a 14-point win for Tennessee.
Okay.
They played pretty good. They're going to pressure. They're going to go at it for 40 minutes. You can't be lackadaisical with the basketball. They'll force 20 turnovers before you know what happened. Okay. So that's the kind of style to expect in that game. It should be a higher scoring game if the Flames can continue that 3-point shooting. That would bode well for them to play well against that type of style of Tennessee, because you're gonna if you can make a couple of crisp passes, you're gonna get through the trap. Maybe you get some layups out of it, but at the very least you get that secondary break, that secondary transition, which should lead to some kickouts and some open threes.
Homecoming of sorts for you and Carrie Green as well. As a fan, I like the travel logistics, even though, we may not be on the bus or the plane. I just that stuff is exciting to me. So what's the travel itinerary like for this weekend?
Heading out tomorrow. We'll get down there in time for dinner.
Yep.
So I've got some buddies that are about 45 minutes away back up where my mom still lives, up in the Claiborne County area.
Right.
They're going to come down, and we're going to have a nice dinner, and then it's an early game on Saturday. So just like football, early game, and we'll be on the road and probably back in Lynchburg before you could get a late dinner maybe even.
Yep.
It's going to be a pretty quick trip, quick turnaround.
Is it 3.5, 4, if that?
A
little bit longer, maybe?
Close to 5.
Okay,
yeah,
I got you. Well, Jamey, appreciate the time. And, man, we couldn't do what we do without you, and I know you like the video stuff, and I'm learning more about it through you, but we do appreciate it through the fans and sponsors like the added technology that we're doing with our radio broadcasts. I remember we did not do the video stream of the Valpo game up in Ohio for the men's game, and I had text, I had social media posts, where's the video stream? I don't know, but fans seem to like the radio booth and how it's done. And, I mean, softball and women's basketball, you're having, 4 digits of fans watching your stream. So keep up the good work, and appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate that. And, they always tell us you got a face for radio, but now with these video streams and the booth cams, we got to,
That's right.
I could have used a little makeup today whenever I was doing the women's basketball show, which will come out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Getting through the rain, I get in, and even one of the support staff there, Erin, was looking. She said, "So your hair looks a little puffy today." I was like, "Yeah, well, humidity got me."
All right, Jamey Hall with us here tonight for our radio show. That's going to wrap things up. We'll be right back here next Thursday as we recap the UMass ball game and look ahead to the senior day against Western Kentucky. That's going to be a big game. That I cannot stress enough. depending upon what happens with Jacksonville State the rest of the way, Liberty's still in play for a potential berth in the Conference USA Championship. All right, don't forget, coming up on Saturday, full day of Liberty athletics on the radio, TV, however you access it. Appreciate you doing so. It starts at 12 noon, Liberty women's basketball at Tennessee. Jamey Hall will have the radio call. Again, download the Liberty Sports app. It's your one-stop shop. All the audio broadcasts, videos, and a lot of fun stuff as well on that. That coincides with the football kickoff at noon, and then Liberty men's basketball 6 o'clock Saturday against FAU in the Field of 68. That will wrap up our coverage here tonight. For Jamey, for Cody, and our great crowd here at Mellow Mushroom. Thanks for stopping by. My name is Alan York. Have a great rest of your week. Stay dry and go Flames.
You've been listening to the Liberty Flames Football Show on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. The Liberty Football Show is presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Start banking with Freedom First today. The Liberty Football Show was also brought to you by Carter Bank. Life lived full. Earthright Mid-Atlantic, your trusted solar and energy efficiency experts. By Foster Fuels, providing reliable service for 100 years. Freedom Heating and Air, serving those who serve us. Carl Miller Realty, caring, competent, trusted advisors. Lynchburg Nissan, nobody beats our prices. Nobody. Century Exteriors, experience and quality you can trust. Schedule a free estimate at centuryexteriors.com. And by Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow. The Liberty Flames Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union, has been an exclusive presentation of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
They're squarely in it. That's exactly who